Hey, thanks for being here. Let's do some pod crashing. Episode number 191 is with Dulce Sloan and Josh Johnson from the podcast Hold Up.
Good. How about you?
Absolutely fantastic. Been looking forward to this because I just love the way that you guys banter. I mean, you have mastered the art of taking things that we can all relate with and turn it into something that I'm either going to agree with or argue with. And you're getting emotion from my side of it.
I mean, I'm glad because I feel like sometimes when I'm arguing with Dulce, there's an aspect. Okay, this is the thing. Because she has more charisma than I do, I feel like I get left and my arguments get left sometimes by the wayside because people are just so they like her energy, they like what she's saying, and I'm out here giving points. I'm out here giving truth, and a lot of the people don't see it. A lot of people don't understand it. You know, so I appreciate that someone is out here being like, Josh is really holding his own. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, but Dulce is the first one to tell you that you have this tendency of always being wrong.
That's not true, but like I feel like now you've actually sort of sided with her, especially for the people. You know, we gotta give equal time to both of us, and I feel like right now,
anything yet.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't know I was stepping into like a sort of hostile territory where somebody else was already on your side before I showed up. Because what are we even talking about? And now my man is saying I'm wrong about what? We haven't even got there yet.
Listen, and I hope people can hear me dancing. You know what I mean? Like, I hope people can just hear. Like,
I really don't like how happy this makes you. Like, if anything, this is an ambush. I hopped on these radio waves to sort of spread some light and some joy, and all I'm feeling is side swipes from either direction.
You're saying what this is an intervention. You know what I mean? Like, we are here to help you. We support you. We love you. We want to make sure that you are finally seeing the light, Joshua, that you are really, just walking with Jesus in these moments.
What an ambush. Like this is crazy. This is like when we had Roy on, and then Roy was just siding with you out of nowhere, and it's like I can't be by myself in all of these scenarios. This is wild.
But you have to understand, like, Roy was siding with me with soon to be Negro spiritual Knuck If You Buck. Roy was siding with me because he has felt, I don't know if this was because me and Roy because Roy's older than me and I'm older than you, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I don't know it's because you've never felt the joy and elation and the energy of being in a club when Knuck If You Buck came on. Or also being in a club and someone announces, we're not putting on Knuck If You Buck, we just got new furniture. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just the energy, just the way a room comes alive when the song comes on.
I've seen the room come alive and I've left because it was too alive, and it's not the type of alive that I like. It's the alive that leads to death. Because
that makes me feel like when a song Headbusters comes on, you're not putting your fist in the palm of your other hand.
No, I'm not.
That's what it is. There's that chaotic, that tear the club up kind of. Like, I feel like in the early 2000s, you were like, this is not a time of music for me. I'm going to stay home. As opposed to me, where I'm out. We're not only am I here for the English, I'm also here for the Spanish version of Tear the Club Up. We're out here. We are living. Everybody has on sneakers. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a club and a girl has sneakers on, you're about to have a great time, but you also might have to run at the end of the night. But it was free to get in anyway. You know what you're doing, right? So It's like there's just that joy. So like that's where Roy was coming from. It's not just the song itself. This is a memory. I keep hearing the kids on the internet say a core memory. Like, that's a core. Like, that's something I can like that song comes on, I'm immediately like transported to like college, being out in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's because you were in Louisiana. I don't know if it's because you've ever, never been in a situation where someone has stepped on your sneakers. I don't know, bro. But like,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you why I don't feel the way you feel is because I've been in those situations and it didn't feel great. Yeah, I mean, didn't feel particularly safe. And so I head out. I just leave. I'm like, I don't really need this part of my life.
you know what I'm saying? Nowhere is safe, right? I live in that place at all times. Nowhere is safe. So if I'm not gonna be safe, there might as well be a beat on it. You know, like I might as well have a soundtrack to my game.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, conscious rap has done beautiful things for the community and the culture that I feel like you just don't appreciate.
I told you, like I said before, I don't want to listen to school over a beat. I understand the point of conscious rap. This is to inform people who might not always be up to date on the goings on in the world. But in PR since I was a child, okay? I know very much knowing of the Terry Gross, you know? Very much of a Science Friday, all right? You know, all of the programming that is brought to you by National Public Radio and PBS, okay? I learn things. I know things. I don't need someone to teach me over a beat. That's what PR is for. Okay? I have all my book learning. I have all my education coming from the points that you're supposed to be getting educations, okay? If I'm putting on music, I'm here to shake something. I'm here to enjoy myself, you know, maybe be a little aggressive, maybe be soft. Doesn't matter what we're doing, okay? I'm here to have, and having fun does not mean somebody telling me very slowly what's going on. It's the pacing. It's like, also, I must say that I hate spoken word.
Whoa,
right?
Wow.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. This is just poetry or maybe rapping.
Right.
A weird little space. I don't understand. And so I don't like spoken word. And the cadence of a lot of social conscious rap is a spoken word cadence. And I am always going to dislike it.
Now, is the reason why that you don't like spoken word is the reason why I don't like listening to lyrics of songs? I just want to hear the rhythm. It sounds like you would prefer jazz or an instrumental over a music.
No one said anything wild like that.
No, come on. All right, I'm back on Team Josh.
Finally, somebody.
I can't shake my ass to jazz, or it's the slowest twerk anyone's ever seen. Have I been challenged to twerk to this woman's work by Maxwell? Yes, I have. Did I do it? Yes, I did, because I'm a good Christian woman and I'm out here in these streets, okay? But the other thing is, it's like the turn of phrase that you can get in a Gucci Mane song is hilarious. Like, that's the other reason. Like, socially conscious rap is never funny. It's never, like, I'm not hearing something that is absolutely just unnecessarily ridiculous. And a lot of times, if I'm listening to just regular rap music, I'm gonna hear something that's going to make me laugh. Truly. Like, there's Gucci Mane has a song called Nonchalant, right?
Yeah.
And there's a line in the song, in the strip club, chilling so nonchalant, because all these, you know, hoes bleed once a month. And I was like, what the hell does that have to do
with anything? No. I'm in agreement. It definitely sounds like someone who's not reading.
No, and it's hilarious. Like, why? Or, you know, they got this other song, the one with Drake, and it said, I've got so many felonies, I can't never go to Canada, but Drake said he's going to pull some strings, so let me check my calendar. It's like, Drake cannot get you
in Canada. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Drake does not have the pull. Like, Canada won't let you in with the DUI from 10 years ago. We've all been to JFL. We've seen friends get left at the border. You see what I'm saying? There's no way that Drake has the pull to call, who's going to call Trudeau to get Gucci Mane into Canada. But, like, it's little things like that where I'm like, these
I mean, I can tell you right now, Justin Trudeau would be very excited to get a call from Drake.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Justin Trudeau would put on his tightest do-rag that he definitely owns, and he would press that phone to his ear like you've never seen before. My man
He's got a do-rag in the back for situations just like this. He's got his wave brush. Like, Trudeau, what are we doing out here, right?
I mean, if he has 6 Aladdin costumes, I'm sure he has a couple of do-rags.
Oh, absolutely. He puts a fez on. You're like, you're doing too much. You went too far. You went too far. You went too far.
You're just too excited.
Just too excited. But it's a wild statement. And what I love is a wild, out of left field. You've talked to me before.
Mm-hmm.
I love a wild statement. I'm never going to hear something like that in a socially conscious song. You're not going to hear something just completely unnecessary. Like, for what? For who? What? You're trying to teach me something. Gucci Man thinks that Drake can get him into Canada. Like,
sounds like he needs to be taught something.
No, it's the point. Because guess what? Check his tour dates. That man got him to Canada. You understand? Like, so it's stuff like that. I'm just like, I just want to have fun. I don't want to learn nothing from some high-pitched man whose dreads look dirty. Like, I'm good.
Wow. Wow.
This collaboration, did it happen on the set where you guys, a subject would come up and all of a sudden 35, 40, 50 minutes later, you guys were still on the subject, just busting tail?
I mean, we don't keep a timer, but I'll go until I feel like my point has been made.
Well, going to a point is made. We've literally been talking about the song Nuck If You Buck for years now. I definitely tagged him in something yesterday in my stories about that song.
I mean, we went for quite a while. I think we went for the whole day. Remember the time that little guy got tackled?
Oh.
This is years ago, but that little guy got tackled. He was all upset, and then somebody tackled him to like calm him down, and then you were like, oh yeah, he needed to be tackled. I was like, that man is little. You can't just be tackling people that are that little.
How little? Are we talking about like clinical little or just a short man?
It's hard to tell. He was pretty little in the video.
Because like if we're going like clinical little, I mean, honestly, anybody can get it. Like if you're amped for 30,
I feel like this is what you said at the time, and I was like, anybody is a stretch. Like anybody.
Like you're an adult. You pay bills. Like if you're, I'm not saying everyone. I'm not saying I want to see everyone tackled. I'm just saying that everyone should have the opportunity. You know, it's like college. Like college isn't for everybody, but everyone should have the opportunity to go. So I'm not saying tackling is for everyone. I'm just saying anybody.
Yeah.
Can get like if you were out here getting to the point where somebody had to go, I gotta tackle this person. Like people are just tackling people.
I mean, like, you never know. I mean, this dude was regular size. He honestly, he had to really stay in the hut to tackle.
All I'm saying is you're amped up to a point where someone has gone, I gotta tackle this dude. That's on you. We've seen plenty of people angry. I've seen plenty of people kicked. I have seen people thrown out of a club like they are Jazz on the Fresh Prince. Just, like we've all seen people just tossed. I've dated out of door guys, right? Because I like a giant man. So sometimes we gotta get tossed. Sometimes people have to get just moved quickly in a situation because they are offering some type of threat. So listen, in the words of mob wife Trita DeVamsa.
Jeez. Your quotes are like...
Also, shout out to the Ange. In the words of mob wife Trita DeVamsa, people want to act like violence is not the answer. But it is. Like, let's stop playing this game. Let's stop playing. Sometimes you gotta tackle somebody. Let's stop playing this game. Like, I'm so tired. Like, Remember they were growing up, they're like, oh, if somebody hits you, then you go and tell the teacher. You go and tell the teacher, and then the teacher's like, don't hit them again. And then this person hits you again. It's like, now it's me and you. It's what I'm supposed to do. The questions weren't enough for you to stop what the hell you were doing. So now I'm going to get detention. I'm not going to get suspended, but I might get in school. Like, you have decided, I'm not going to be that wild, but it's like, you have decided to keep, threatening my person and coming into my space. And I have to create a boundary. So if you're being tackled, someone is going, hey, listen, your behavior is not acceptable for this particular venue. And we're going to have to show you that we're going to have to correct this behavior. So.
I mean, yeah, it does sound a little bit like you're taking the side of the aggressor too heavily, but I understand what you're saying. But he was also so little that he was never going to be able to do anything. He might be able to bite some knee, but like,
I'm never going to say someone is too little to cause damage.
See, this reminds me of martial arts in the way that as a black belt, we lower our teaching to the level that we're teaching. And so, but when a blue belt thinks that they're a black belt, you have to take them out. I mean, there's a discussion first with the Sabadim, and then we go ahead and put some black belt action on them.
See, and you
put some black belt action on him. It's such a funny. I'm not gonna lie. I'll tell you right now. This is probably not the best story to share because it does kind of lean into Dulce's point a little bit. But there was one time where outside of the like dojo that I trained at when I was a little kid, like itty bitty Josh, there was a guy watching us, like watching the kids because they have those glass windows so that people want to come in and want to train, right? And
I did not agree with that whatsoever.
This dude rolls up, not bothering anybody, just is watching and kind of copying the moves, like yeah, right? And then this dude who was in there, one of the teachers, is like, don't worry about it, I'll go get rid of him. And then even the other teachers are like, he's not really doing anything. Like, he's like, nah, I got it. And so then he goes outside, and now nobody can actually hear what's happening because it's through the glass, but we see the miming of like him motioning for the guy to like, get out of here, right? The guy just looks super offended. Like, he's like, what did I do? Like his hands are up and his shoulders are up in the shrug of what did I do, right? And then the karate teacher looks back into the dojo, looks at all the kids and is like, nods like it's about to go down. And then he takes a stance on this dude, like a full karate stance, and then goes to kick him. Dude catches the kick. No. Right? Like, just catches the kick, but he catches the kick out of reflex. Like, this person clearly doesn't know karate, but catches the kick out of reflex, looks at the leg, and then looks at him, just super offended now. He's like, you tried to kick me. And then he grabs his gi and just shook him. No. He just shook him as hard as he could, right? That's a little bit of that you could hear through the glass was the just shook him, and then threw him down. And the dude gets up, comes back in the dojo. Other dude walks off, and he hilariously had like one drop of blood from his nose to his gi, and then just tried to keep teaching like nothing happened. Like,
you have to quit now. You have to quit.
I think you have to trade with that dude. I think that now that dude needs to be the karate teacher.
Yeah.
This is like, but again, that's one of those like you jumped off the porch situations. Like, you could have easily left that man alone. That man was just enjoying, just children learning martial arts. And who knew? Like, there's another comic, Dino, he was talking about he got in a fight one time. This guy was trying to fight him, but the guy just ended up kind of like grabbing him by the waist and just shaking him. But he's like,
yeah.
Right. He's like, one, I've never had a man grab me by the waist. And then two, they're the same height. So they're like, They're both almost 6 feet tall. They're looking each other both in the eye. And this man has them on the waist and just shook them. And then they both were like, okay, I think we should have just fought. Because that was just
yeah. I think we messed up the fight. I think we can't.
But when he held it, like, you can't breathe, because the idea of just a grown man shaking another grown man, like, by the gi, it's like, hey man, like, calm down. Because you tried to kick me, but like, just the man having, like, just by the waist is such a wild idea and a wild concept. But it's like, these are the type of conversations. I love talking to Josh, because Josh is always going to have a story, a wild ass story, like the one he just. Like, I've never heard the story about the gi situation in Xena. like a bottle of champagne. Like, never seen it. Like, never heard it. So that's like, I think that's one of the reasons that, like, the show came to us and was like, hey, would y'all want to do this podcast? Because, like, we've just been having these conversations, because, like, when we have these times at the show where it's like, okay, the script is already done, we already have rehearsal, but we haven't taped yet. So it could be a window of like 2, 3, maybe 4 hours if they're still working on stuff. That's when I would be like, where's Josh? The number of times I've just popped my head in his office and been like, where's Josh? And it's like, the other guy in his office like, I don't.
Oh my God.
Or it's, there was one day where every Black person who worked at Daily Show was coming in Josh's office. This started like with me. And there was like one other writer, and then another writer, and then another writer, and then Roy, and then hair and makeup artist. So it's like, but Devin, who, shout out to Devin, he's always at the barbecue.
Yeah.
Every time he would leave, he would be like, there's a new Black person here every time I would leave. Like, at one point, someone was like sitting on somebody's desk, and I was like, y'all need to get a bigger office, because this is not going to accommodate all of us to be in here. But it would just have those conversations where it's like, oh, I need backup. So basically, I would be talking about something, and then, you know, the other guy that's in the office was like, okay, he's on Josh's side. And I was like, nope, I need backup. So then I was like, yo, come to Josh's office. And then somebody comes in on my side, and they're like, nope. So basically, it's like we're just pulling people in to defend our side of the conversation. And then Devin just kind of sitting there going, hey, I don't want to take sides here. But if we remember, Devin was usually on my side.
But I feel like that's what you do, though. You rope people in with a smile and with charisma, and then I'm trying to come through with like real points and just real. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to your soul. I'm trying to get to the core of the argument, and I feel like you rope people in with a lot of the charm. And so then I lose people that I feel like I should have had, you know?
And that's every reason why this podcast is incredible. I'm so sorry to Bill that we've gone overboard, but I want to talk to you guys more in the future. I'm going to reach out to you because I love this collaboration of you two. I love listening to you, and I love watching you. So, but please, let's get back together again.
Yeah, sounds good. Great to chat with you.
You bet.
Yeah, Josh is on a full-on attack. He said that I don't point. I'm just fun to agree with. Wow, what an attack! Now I know how you feel when you say wow, what an attack. Now I get it. Okay.
You guys be brilliant today, okay?
You too. Have a good one.